hot. My mic is hot. And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of mineyour.biz/Monday, the Monday show from Mind Your Biz. Nerd Girl, Nicole Grinstead, and myself are back at it again. Yes, your preferred crypto news aggregators and spokespersons. You know, we're getting there, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, guys, we definitely appreciate you. I mean, we'll keep talking if you keep coming back. I think that's the social contract here, essentially. So thank you for being here today. We have with us CZ, alias Crypto Zoidberg from the Zano project. But before then, CryptoNote as a larger movement and framework for other projects to build on. CZ, thanks for joining us, man. Yeah, so that's right. 100%, guys. Have your questions immortalized by hitting those links that say Super Chat. That is courtesy of OneUpCoin. We've got some shortened links there. And so that those are just a heads up. That's one of the few custodial services that we do use because it does communicate with Coinbase and uses the Coinbase APIs for our nerds. Somebody is saying that we don't have sound. I don't think what. You know what? We do have a bit of an audio issue. Guys, thanks so much for letting me know. My microphone is being piped through for whatever reason. We've got an audio issue here. Thank you so much, audience, for letting me know. I'm going to go ahead and fix that. And guys, go ahead and give me a mic test again.
Hello.
Hello.
Audience, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Let me you heard what I said already. Nerd Girl, you want to tell them again, or CZ, say hello to the lovely folks at home?
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
All right. So before we go too far into the interview, I know that there are people who are going to want to ask questions of CZ. And if you want to do that, you can enable the super chat feature by tipping. What is it? Just Bitcoin and Ethereum?
It's actually every kind of coin that Coinbase supports. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin Cash, and I think a few others now, including 0x and some other stuff that they custody.
Okay, awesome. So there's that. There's also the ability to tip Seth or I. Our links are up above in the top of the screen. And then also, because tons of you aren't subscribed, we were like trying to be cool and not ask people to click like and subscribe, but please do if you haven't.
And guys, by the numbers, 70% of our audience today, 70% of our audience and our viewers are not subscribers. So go ahead and change that by clicking subscribe, smashing the bell icon so you're notified when new videos like this come out. And we're live with awesome guests like CZ. Without further ado, guys, we want to talk to CZ. We don't want to talk about this stuff the whole time. So thanks for letting us know about the audio issue there. And CZ, let's jump right into it, man. Your background within the space, clearly you were very instrumental in the rolling out of the initial CryptoNote spec. You authored CryptoNote. Let's talk about that before we talk about anything else. I've got just to the side of us a visual aid of this Zano.org project, so people can see just by looking that you're associated with that. And this is your baby today, right? You're most involved with that right now. But let's jump back in time a little bit and talk about CryptoNote. Sure. How did you get started with that? What was the initial impetus, and what made you think there's a problem here that I need to solve?
Well, actually, I wasn't a believer or like into crypto before. I just some of my friends connected me with the other company. They said that you may be interested as a fintech startup, that your knowledge of distributed networks may be applied. So I came to the interview and I made two guys on the interview pissed off because they didn't like me, I guess. And that's mathematicians, guys. And I also at the beginning was quite skeptical and like, what is it? What is it for? But then after I started work, I get involved with more and more, and I get so much excited about this because this was like the most challenging job ever. Like, and I learned a lot of things there, and I got really excited about this. And just want to make clear that I'm not the only one who wrote the CryptoNote. I was a lead developer, but there was other people in the team, in the technical team, and that was like really talented people. I really love it to work with them, and that's it. That's pretty much it.
That's awesome. Okay, so first off, thank you so much for talking about the collaborative nature of open source projects, especially within the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and fintech scene. On this show, we try to do our best to offer acknowledgments to everybody involved, and it's great that you're feeding that culture, right, of inviting collaboration instead of trying to take credit for what other people do. Nobody wants to work on a team, right, where there's one rock star, right? Like, oh, I'll do everything. I'm the maintainer, so I did everything, right?
Actually, I felt, and I always felt that I was not the main guy in the CryptoNote. The main guy was who invented the guy known by nickname Nicholas. He was the beautiful mind behind the project. I was just in the right place, in the right moment, with maybe right skills. But basically, I really admire him as a really the smartest person I ever met.
That's phenomenal. So let's talk a little bit about those early choices within CryptoNote, because now it seems like the project you're working on today, it's not exactly an iterative product based on CryptoNote, but I mean, it's not totally incorrect to call it that, right? It is derived from CryptoNote, right?
Yeah, it is. It's been Boolberry, derived from CryptoNote. CryptoNote and Bytecoin, it's the same actually. Yeah, right. And then from Boolberry we did this Zah-na, but Zah-na is like it's deeply refactored code of CryptoNote and Boolberry. So we did a lot of work on changing consensus model. We changed it, we added some features like multi-signatures, like contracts based on multi-signatures, and we spend a lot of times with creating some stress tests. So we found a lot of problems in the network when it works under a high load. So it was a lot of job there.
Got it. Okay, so you've so while maintaining all of the untraceability and privacy features that are that were a lot of the point for creating CryptoNote, while maintaining all of those legacy purposes behind CryptoNote, you've added then, it sounds like a bit more scalability and then robust.
We actually, one of our goals was to work on scalability because from my vision, scalability is a problem for most of blockchain projects right now. I think it's very beginning of the whole industry. We now in the point of very beginning, and this is one of the biggest issue with all of the blockchain projects. So I was trying to see where is the boundaries, how the network behave on the high load, and we found a lot of trouble there. We fixed some of the troubles. Some problems we still know exist, and we just know the boundaries. But there is a lot of work to do on the scalability area.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I've heard some people say that with other CryptoNotes, I'm not going to name names, but with other CryptoNotes, that they don't care for the user experience because of the long settlement times based on confirmations, and in their opinions, they think it takes too long. I don't know. What
well, compared to Bitcoin or compared to what?
Maybe compared to Ethereum.
Ethereum is way faster. Bitcoin is I believe slower, but it depends of the how often you have block time, target time. We call it target time. So when you create your currency, you can configure the stuff. It depends of how fast you want to have blocks. But if you have like too fast blocks coming, then you have other problems. You have a big overhead over the not network, but you have like a lot of blocks. It's eats the memory, eats the space on your storage, and every node that synchronizes it has to download all the blocks, and every block is also not only the data, it's also proof of work validation, which also takes time. And as a miner, you know that modern proof of work hash functions, they are quite heavy. They heavy for mining and they heavy for validation. So it's always like a trade-off between confirmation speed or like side effects like slow synchronization time and stuff like that.
Sure. It seems like people talk about Satoshi's idea that compute power, not only raw compute power of CPUs, but also storage space and storage speed would increase to the level that all of this would be, no problem moving forward. But it seems like the faster everything moves and the more capacious disk volumes get, the more we demand of them.
Yeah, I actually agree that the storage is not the biggest problem. For me, the biggest problem is the performance and validation time. Like for me, it's a problem when someone want to use a project and he has to download the whole thing and he has to wait while all those blocks validation, even though we have a checkpoints and validation is kept under the checkpoints, but still it's like takes a lot of time. So it's always like some trade-off between speed and space and confirmation time, as I said it before.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
yeah. So saying the same.
Sure. Well, here's the thing, right? Like, I mean, the name of the game is lack of trust through repetition and verifiable and verifiable truth, right? So I think sometimes in our language we wind up doing the same thing. We repeat the same thing 3 times or 4 times to make sure that it's fully understood for really clear communication. Blockchain just does that automatically, right? With validations and such and confirmations. So trust requires work. I think trustlessness requires work and repetition, I think is what we're seeing.
But, agree.
So great. So then getting involved with CryptoNote so early, remind me, is any of your work represented on the CryptoNote.org page?
What do you mean any of my work represented there?
So within the CryptoNote team, there is and this is some time ago, they claim that, and I've never really jumped down this rabbit hole, but CryptoNote.org it's a web property that somebody propped up years ago. And they have a copyright notice at the bottom that shows the date range 2011 through 2015. And they have the white paper, they have the CryptoNote Foundation, and they had the old, I think it's now deprecated, CryptoNote starter documentation for someone to fork and then start their own CryptoNote project. I know that Rocksteady from the TurtleCoin project and the TurtleCoin community, they wrote, I think, a more up-to-date CryptoNote forking guide using their project, of course, as the starting project. So being able to fork from their project, which improved, I think, their developer rank on CoinGecko and some other listing services and exchanges and such. But there are several names down below on CryptoNote.org of
team
folks who were involved. Yeah, the CryptoNote team: Maurice Plunk, Max Jameson, etc.
You won't see my name there for sure.
Well, let's talk about that. What's the story?
I'm not hiding anything, and just want to make clear that I have a NDA with the CryptoNote when I was quitting the company. I promised to not reveal some sensitive information, and this is it. There is nothing to tell about this.
Okay.
And I guess you won't find any proof of me being on the website. The only proof is me being in the source code. Like everything in the code base is based on my library, and it's not that it was like a well-known big library. It was library that was only I was using, I guess, nobody else. So the whole project was built, original CryptoNote code base built based on this library, and this is the only proof of me being the like main developer of this project. That's
Got it. Okay.
So I don't think you would find anything with my name on the website. To my knowledge, the other team, when I left, I found someone like the other developer instead of me, and I think they rewrote all code that been based on my library. So they changed everything, probably to get rid out of my name from the source code.
Got it. Okay. So there's definitely been a shakeup, and
yeah, it sounds like that's what I was just about to ask. Is like, so there's some kind of contention in that community right there. So have you experienced the like effects of crypto tribalism when communities split?
Say it again. Sorry.
Have you personally experienced the effects of tribalism from a community split?
Effect of what? Sorry, I have to say sorry that my English is not really good. It's not my native language, obviously, and sometimes I need to ask you, like, rephrase it.
No worries. Okay, so my research before I came to cryptocurrency was about religion and division between in community division. Mm-hmm. So within cryptocurrency, I ask a lot of questions that are about tribalism, or kind of like what happens when communities divide within cryptocurrency, like the Bitcoin split in 2017. And so I was asking if you had experienced the effects or the fallout.
CryptoNote, when we were working on CryptoNote, it was closed project. It was like we were not really public when we were developing this stuff, and there was community was like a developers and the team. So when I decided to quit, I don't believe there was such a thing as community. There was a Monero community already there, and there was some confrontation with Monero community, but I don't think Bytecoin community ever attacked my project or something like that. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Is it what you asked it about?
Yeah, it is. It is. That's exactly what I asked. Thank you. Actually, really quick. So this is your first video interview, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. But you were previously already fully doxed on Zano's website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So is there a reason why this is your first video interview, or
a reason of what? Of me not being on the video before, or?
Yeah, were you trying to maintain some degree of anonymity?
Actually, when I was published the Boolberry before, back in 2014, it was quite risky in Russia. I've been in Russia at the time to publicly say that you're working with a cryptocurrency project, because the government was officially saying that we're going to put in the jail those who make cryptocurrency. So it was totally unsafe. So, and to my knowledge, some other people who've been in, wait a second. Some other people who was also related in cryptocurrency, they work anonymously. They had to work anonymously because of that. And this is why I've been Crypto Zoidberg, not Andrei Sabelnikov. but I think everything got changed in the last years, and then people saw me as Zoidberg, so I stick to the nickname. And as we was when we was trying to launch Zah-na, when we was launching Zah-na, we decided that we go with real names as a real persons, because like people, I think people don't trust anymore some anonymous guys from nowhere. So this is like a guarantee that you're real, that you're not another scammer.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now I'm curious. Based on your work on Boolberry, and just for the record, because I don't know that anyone has done an interview like this about the project yet, we've been calling it Zano. I'm sure there are some people who call it Zay-no, right? Pronounce it Zay-no, especially if they're from the United States or Canada. I'm sure that would be a very popular pronunciation. They would call it Zay-no. But okay. I hear you pronouncing it Zah-na. Is that is there like a pronunciation guide? Is there a preferred way that people should say it?
I don't know. It's just I don't think so. No, it's okay to call it Zano. It's totally fine.
Okay, it's totally fine. You're wrong, but it's fine.
Like Zano with Russian accent, it's Zano, but basically it's Zano.
Okay, great. Yeah, just wasn't sure. And I mean, how did even? I know this is a very topical question. It's not. It has nothing to do with the technology at all. But a topical question about the evolution of this project initially being worked on based on your work on the CryptoNote project and the CryptoNote spec, what was open sourced as the CryptoNote specification, which then gave birth to Bytecoin and was then apparently surpassed in popularity by Monero, with some contention there in those communities. I don't fully understand it, but people say from Monero saying, well, Bytecoin is not legit. It's not really used on the dark net. And, and you can't prove that anyone's ever used it. That's a tribal war that I think Nicole and I are not interested in pursuing. It just throws fuel on that fire. But with what you've been working on from Boolberry moving forward, apparently Boolberry, I know a miner who at that time was working in the GPU mining space and mined Boolberry very early on. And we'll just say he loves you for that project. Absolutely loves you.
They nearly killed my project with GPU miners.
Well, I mean, he was very happy. He was very happy with the results when it was finally time to trade.
Yeah, it was actually a very stressful time because I didn't expect that they create video card miners that fast. And there was the idea of that hash function that I created for Boolberry was it's some sort of close to what Ethereum uses. It's memory hard hash function. It's slow for mining but fast for validating. So I didn't want to use what was in CryptoNote originally, CryptoNote, because it's very slow on validation. And Monero later had a lot of headache with this. They created checkpoints where they don't validate proof of work. So we avoid all this because we use different hash function. But I was like young and didn't expect that they created. I didn't expect that my project will be take that much attention, that much people will start to mine. And the scratchpad size, the memory scratchpad size was growing slowly. And my mistake was that I supposed to put from the beginning 300 megabytes of the initial scratchpad and then let it grow slowly. But at the beginning it was from zero, slowly was growing, and people used this. Miners they used this. They put the whole thing into the they call it how do you call it? The fast memory in the video card, so they benefited from this. That was quite painful, and the miner was hidden, it was closed source. people just figured out by hashrate that there is a miner, and we're suffering a lot from this. But then at some point, some guy just created miner and put it for free, like for open source. He didn't ask any money for that; just did it for free. So that was like this saved the whole project.
That's really cool, and I think that's kind of a testament to the power of open source and sort of the free and open source software movement. I think when people are a bit more when they view that as when they view their voluntary assistance to the collective, like volunteering and just coming from a place of moral good, I think it makes it all work. It's like Ron Paul, if you're familiar with the politician here in the United States, the libertarian guy, Ron Paul. He would often say that if people are immoral, voluntarism and libertarianism, that they don't work. You have to be interested in the good of other people as well, in the interest of other people. So that's awesome.
Actually, when I was working in CryptoNote, I didn't know much about open source, about the open source culture and all this community. I was like more into technology, but then I like pushed myself into this, started to trying to run the project. I did a lot of mistakes, obviously, and I learned that it's so much. That's absolutely cool. That people that I don't know, they just like the things I do, and they help, they contribute for free. Like they just basically like the ideas. I was really excited about this. This was like, wow, cool. I didn't know that this could be like real.
Yeah. Okay. So
I really like it. I made some friends, and it was actually one of the first supporters of the Boolberry was a few of Monero guys.
Really?
There was a guy who his nickname was Author. He's still on the Monero website. I don't know. I didn't talk with him like for a long time. He disappeared, but he was the one who was they paid for the first Boolberry mining pool. I didn't even know that, so they did it everything without even like telling me this. Just this like real support, and that's really cool.
That's awesome, man. That's really, really cool. Yeah, for sure. So then you left the CryptoNote team, and pardon my ignorance, but did that team then? Because most people, myself included, I was under the impression that the first large scale implementation or enduring implementation of CryptoNote as a specification was Bytecoin. I didn't realize that there was any other project before it. Was it? Did the project that you work on become Bytecoin after you left, or while you were there?
Well. Yeah, it was just a name. We just created technology. We created everything, and then it was named Bytecoin. And the technology itself was named CryptoNote. That's it.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. That was my understanding, was that, Bytecoin was the implementation.
I have no idea what was going on in Bytecoin after I left, because I was like cut from everything as soon as I announced that I'm leaving. Like I was like have no idea what's going on inside this company, and didn't even ask, because I wanted to like separate myself from this project and build like my name, my project from the ground without even. I was not when I was creating Boolberry, I was not telling anyone that I'm a developer of CryptoNote. I was just telling it. We started to tell it this last year because our community insisted, but I was never telling this. So my idea was to build it from the ground, just to prove as I'm a professional that I can deliver stuff. That was my idea.
Awesome. That's really great. Then it sounds like then you did this. You saw for yourself that there was a path forward to, based on your work on CryptoNote, there was a path forward for you then to make a name for yourself in this cryptocurrency space, which you mentioned prior to that point, you weren't involved in cryptocurrency or fintech per se. So was it the sort of thing that you did because you realized, okay, I need to make a name for myself in this space, or I want to make a career out of this? What were the biggest considerations when making that split from CryptoNote and then creating Boolberry? And how long did that take for you to make the decision and then transition into Boolberry?
Well, honestly, I really didn't see the future of Bytecoin the way they launched it. And I was deeply disagree with let's call it business decision that was made. And that was the reason why I quit. And I really wanted to make this technology live and wanted to make it evolve. Like I had a lot of ideas, what should be done, what should be implemented. And that was the main incentive to create a better product, to prove that this is like real technology, this really strong code base, and the architecture and a lot of things there is like, I believe it's maybe because I wrote it, but I believe it's implemented really great, and it's huge potential for future implementation or additions. So I just really wanted to to build something on top of it, and to deliver new quality with this project. I'm not sure if I explained it really.
No, I think you did.
Understand.
No, I think what I heard
make me sound like an idiot, probably.
No, not at all. No, not at all. No, Andre, I think the way you explained it, I think I understand really well that there were some decisions that were being made that you were not able to influence, but that you very strongly disagreed with, and so you started on your own path. That makes sense, and then building iteratively in a direction that made more sense for you, to make the tech do the best things that it could do, and not have to worry about so-called political or business decisions that you couldn't influence. That's what I heard. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That really does make a lot of sense. And clearly you have the skills to be able to express that highest vision, right, of what the technology could be. That's awesome. So with Boolberry, I believe the proof of work algorithm, I'm being reminded in the comments section that it was wild Ketchik, I believe. And it had that scratchpad function that serves very similar to the DAG file within ETH-hash.
Not very similar, but it has some similar ideas behind this. The idea is to have fast validation and slow mining, to be really memory hard on mining. Yeah, but I like Ethereum more than wild Ketchik, and this is one of the reasons that on Zah-na we use it ProcPof. It's based on Ethereum that I like more. So yeah, wild Ketchik was just I guess first step to evolution of the hash functions, proof of work hash functions.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. And I want to say that wild Ketchik has since been co-opted by FPGAs. Maybe I'm not keeping close track of it, but I think that there have been some really good bit streams created for popular FPGAs now. I mean, I realize that's in the past. I don't know what other projects are using that proof of work algorithm. But has that come to your attention at all?
Actually, I look at the proof of work hash functions more like as engineer than like a miner. I never did mining in my life, actually. Maybe some of the people in the community say that shame on me, but I always look at from opposite side. I always think how to make this hard to be tricked with mining, and I follow what's going on, what hash functions created, what their ideas, but I'm not following there is a new bitstream for wild Ketchik or something like that. So I knew that they created a GPU miner for that, and I knew that it's possible and it's quite easy to create a FPGA miner. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's it. But no, I didn't know that it's created.
Okay, I'm getting some feedback in the comment section saying that for Wild Kachak there hasn't been one created yet. So maybe I heard incorrectly. And again, that was the past. Clearly, the present right now, at least, is ProgPow for your current project.
Yeah, it could be. I'm just a little comment. It could be created because Wild Kachak wasn't that much like hardly protected from GPU miner or from FPGA. It could be created. It's not that it not created because it was not possible. I guess it was just the project wasn't that much big to create it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I try to keep my fingers on the pulse of what's happening with FPGA miners and some of the bitstreams that are coming out. Ravencoin suffered big time, right, from bitstream creation, but not only from bitstream creation. They've been exploited in more ways than one. So it seems like, just kind of curious now with Zano, when it was day zero mining, I participated in that initial mining effort, and it was pretty great. I've got to admit that was a lot of fun as a miner. But it seems like as a fair launch project, there were a lot of different miners jumping in. You guys didn't see any kind of manipulation or exploitation of the project when you first launched, did you?
No, we didn't see any manipulation, but we was first 3 nights we were so much stressed. It's interesting. We did so much testing. We did so much modeling. We emulated different situation, and we was pretty sure that it's gonna be everything gonna be smooth, everything gonna be okay. But at the launch we had 3 times in the first 3 days. We had 3 times, we call it fire. It was a really big fire because the network had problems. Nobody noticed that because they didn't feel anything. But we have some. We have a diagnostic environment which is installed on the SID servers, and we can scan the network state, and we can see the problems way before they became real problems, real troubles. So 3 times we saw really big problems, and 3 times we created updates and updated networks 3 times.
Wow!
And no, we was focused on that, and only on the 4th day, I guess we now okay, it's worked. I mean, it's just a little comment. It's not because we are not good at what we are doing. I believe it's because we did so much changes. It's a lot of changes. We constantly do innovations, and we edit code everywhere, in the core and the protocol level, on the in cryptography and stuff like that. And it's creates a lot of pressure because developing a cryptocurrency is so much different from anything else. Every little mistake can cost everything. You're walking on the minefield. Yeah, it was kind of stressful, and we didn't notice any manipulation in the first few days. Did you see something?
No. From my end, participating from my end, no, I didn't see any kind of manipulation. I think I did try to stay up to date with any changes that were required in those first 3 days, but I didn't realize that from within from on your side of the project, they were characterized as fires that you had to put out, that they were that urgent. That sounds like you didn't sleep for almost 3 or 4 days then.
Yeah, but we was in time. We was able to fix everything before it became a troubles.
That's pretty awesome. So it sounds like
cool.
Then distributed systems is where you gained your expertise to begin with before working in cryptocurrencies. And so you already had some concept of how to monitor distributed systems and networks for potential problems.
That's why they hired me for CryptoNote.
Okay. This is awesome. See, now, yeah, it seems like in the cryptocurrency space, one of the dangers, the pitfalls, is that it's very easy to find somebody who's willing to fork another code base and change some initial simple values regarding block time and emission curve and scratchpad values and whatever else.
That's true.
and then who maybe can't really sustain the upkeep of that network after they've launched their initial seed nodes. And
yeah, that's true. Actually, it's a lot of I don't want to criticize like other projects, but not calling names. But I face it like many times that people who are in, like not only crypto projects, but they often don't really understand what's going on, how does it work, and for me it's like, wow, how are you gonna run this? How are you gonna solve problems? Because people invested like money in this, and you just have no idea what's gonna happen if you change this line, like stuff like that. And,
right. Well, and
for
to
us,
your point, people who invest money as well within cryptocurrency, you don't know who has invested money, and you don't know how dangerous they are. you don't know what they'll want in exchange if you help them lose all of their money.
Well, in our case, we know who invested money. We have like something like a foundation, and we know like majority of holders, not majority, but we know biggest holders of Boolberry who became holders of Zah-na, and they support project. They give like guidance on how to run it. They all based in United States, most of them based in United States, and they actually help support us a lot. That's like real thing, and that's another point of pressure. You know that those guys like you know them, and if you're gonna do something wrong, they're gonna lose their money, and they're gonna say, "Hey, you screwed up everything."
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So it sounds like then, yeah, you feel very accountable to these stakeholders. Then it sounds like you ran it like you've been running your involvement, your projects within cryptocurrency. You've been running them a lot like a tech startup, where you take the interests of your stakeholders very seriously. That's great to hear. Also,
maybe, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious. Again, on the show when we've interviewed projects before, I like to ask audience members, people who aren't familiar with your project, to evaluate it. If they're looking at it for the first time, ask themselves, what are the qualifications and the experiences of the founding team with regards to just good business practice in general, irrespective of cryptocurrency, because so much of the cryptocurrency scene doesn't resemble good business practice. So to be able to find projects that do understand how to run a tech startup, how to run a really even just good versioning history, which some projects never did, right? They didn't document well enough, or do proper version control, and then just publish a snapshot and then say, all right, you can fork our project now. Mm-hmm. Basics. There are so many basics that are glossed over, I think, by cryptocurrency and blockchain projects, that when you find a team that is working correctly on all sides, right? Business development, investing, documentation, security, everything. It's a breath of fresh air to find that they're running it in a way that traditional investors would say, okay, yeah, I'll give you money.
Well, I have feeling, I know it's pretty well that if we talk about Zah-na and Boolberry in the past, this project is more like, it's not more technical, it's purely technical. We actually not making marketing at all. Like literally, we didn't make marketing, and it's not a good thing, it's a bad thing. And we just too much focused on technical side. And actually, it's me who be blamed for that. And we now trying to find some partner or some partnership with someone who will take care about marketing and business part, and put it on some more business road like that.
Got it.
Make sense?
Okay, well, I think then maybe we have a clear call to action at the end of the video with regards to that. For right now, I'm going to take just a very quick break, and I am going to call out the first winner, because we have a giveaway prize to hand out to the community right now during the live stream, and it is of 100 Zano coins, and we should have made it very clear there are 300, but we're splitting it into 3 separate prizes, guys. So the very first winner You guys can do a virtual round of applause, I guess, clapping hands in the chat, or you can say, hey, good job, and tag this individual. But we have Coach Cryptos, good friend, who is a well-known good guy. He's a good egg. He's a very good player across all of the altcoin scene. So Coach Cryptos, you just won yourself 100 Zano coins. Those will be sent to the alias that you put in the live chat. For anybody else who wants to get in on the second installment, which we will announce before the end of the video, go ahead and put either your alias or your Zano wallet address in the comments section. Share the link so that more viewers come in live to hear from CZ and then ask their questions to ZZ before we finish up. And then subscribe to this channel. Be subscribed. All right, so guys, you know the rules. Go ahead and make sure you download a wallet. We have the Zano.org website open to the side of us. You see it's very easy to get a wallet, very easy to get started, very easy to sync the blockchain, and it is a highly performant wallet. I've tried every iteration of it since their initial mainnet launch, and it is one of the best wallet experiences I've ever had. So download it, sync it, or at least get an address, and then participate, guys. So,
and so since we're talking about them, Zano needing to get more into business and marketing, and we're doing giveaways, it's probably important that we acknowledge that we have not been paid for this interview in any way, and that in fact the 300 Zano tokens that we're giving away were donated by community members, not even the organization. So
yeah, that is correct. And any network fees that are dependent on us for the transfer of the rewards are being paid for by me. So you're receiving the full 100 coins, and it's the tiniest network fee, right, that I'm going to be paying. But so I'm not being super generous here or anything, but we received nothing.
Disclosure, Seth, you're a bag holder. You've got a bag.
That's true. I think I have. Yeah, I think I
just want to make sure that we're really acknowledging all potential biases.
Yeah, I was a day zero miner, so to speak, a mainnet launch miner. But no, I don't dare talk about how heavy my bags are, because people are going to be like, dude, this guy lightweight. I didn't control like several warehouses full of mining rigs for myself. I was doing some consulting for other people who had warehouses full of miners. Those weren't mine. So, but guys, go ahead and participate. Put all that in the chat, and get your hands on a wallet, get your hands on an address, get active, start asking questions, and we'll continue here. CZ, it sounds like you've had such, and I apologize because I think I flipped back and forth between calling you CZ and calling you Andre.
It's okay. Both are fine.
Okay, awesome. So it sounds like you've had kind of an atypical path for someone working in blockchain or in cryptocurrency, but a very typical path for somebody who is a professional developer. And you mentioned working on distributed systems. What was your experience, and what were some experiences that you had that are noteworthy, or that you want to bring up? Some stories maybe from deep in the trenches of your career before working in blockchain and cryptocurrency. What brought you to that point?
Some of our community members think that it was botnet. Yeah, I just want to make clear this that it's true that it was accusation by Microsoft and me, but it's never been proved anywhere that I was the author of the botnet. It's never been proven that I was the operator, and the only thing that was stated by Microsoft officially that my code was used in the botnet. And the code that was used, it's actually, I believe it's the peer-to-peer network. And as some security experts may know that botnets works kind of similar, have similar decentralized structure. I know it because I've been working in anti-malware field like a long time before I joined blockchain, not because I was writing botnets. So I was working with networks a lot. I was writing a lot of servers, a lot of client servers communication in C++, and I've been doing it on every platform, on Linux, on Windows, on on macOS. Then I created cross-platform like tool chain for myself to create these protocols faster. Then I created serialization. Then I created some stuff on top of this. In the end, I had like a really good tool chain for creating network communication really fast. So I was like, was my specialty. And at some point, I was making there was clients who wanted to have this network, and I created the peer-to-peer architecture. So
I apologize. There was the connection was a little bit slow there, and you mentioned that you developed at that point what you had massaged into a mature tool chain for fast communication, and then a client approached you about what again?
There have been a client who asked to create a peer-to-peer network. So I created this peer-to-peer network, and that was the case of my troubles. I believe. Yeah, but basically, peer-to-peer network was created even before peer-to-peer technology was created even before CryptoNote. So when they hired me, I just improved this. Like I put a lot of improvements, but the ideas was already there.
Okay. Got it. Okay, so you were doing optimization. You weren't necessarily innovating in the space, but you were doing iterative work that made this tool chain much more effective than the individual parts.
Well, at the beginning it was innovation. I don't know where to put the line, but it was over the innovation. It started optimization. I believe it was constantly innovation, because you always, when you created something, at some point you want to like refactor this, you want to change this, you want to make it better. And this was I was doing like many years with the network tool chains of mine. So this library after all became as a basement for CryptoNote. So there's been a lot of work with networks at the beginning.
Yeah, very, very cool. And you mentioned also that some members of the Zano community that they believe clearly. There's no legal reason for them to believe this, based on what you said. They believe that you were somehow involved in a botnet that Microsoft was upset about.
That's what I was going to say. Is he said that they've never proved it. He didn't say.
They believe that it's cool. They believe it's I don't know why, but they believe it's cool being a Russian hacker.
Well, I mean, I don't think it would be cool to be in trouble with a few specific companies. Microsoft is one of them. Disney is another one. I would never want to be in trouble with Disney, right? Legal trouble with Disney, because they would bury you, right? Like
yeah, and that's you can't find the lawyer, because every company you go to lawyers, they say, oh, Microsoft, oh, we have conflict of interest because we somehow involved in any business. So I've been trying to find, like in Russia, it's not easy to find lawyers who are like good with American laws and international laws. So yeah, I had a lot of stress that time.
Yeah, if you don't mind, let's go back in history together. Help paint a picture for the audience of what that stressful time, like how did that start? You were just minding your own business, working on this tool chain. Was it for an employer at the time? Was it independent work that you were doing to prepare for a job?
I actually got a job in United States in New York. So I came to New York, amazing city. It was like really great job, really, really good job. And on the third day, I woke up early in the morning. I wanted to have a Skype with my friends. And I found out that my friends told me, oh, hey, dude, you're in the internet everywhere in the news. So that's how I've been in the United States, like my first days in the new country. And I found out that this country like had some like problems with me.
Like your name and your face was in the news. They published your Wow.
Yeah, there was because Microsoft is they have a big company, and they have a digital crime unit or something like that. They had the unit that was working with shutdowning the botnets, and they made an official announcement about me being the hacker, being after the botnet. They think that was after the botnet. So it's been in the news everywhere, like nearly everywhere. So I found out myself in these troubles, and I called to the office. I said, "Okay, guys, I'm not going to work. I'm going back to Russia." And then I figure out what's going on. Yeah, so I flew back to Russia, and then I was starting to find a lawyer, and then I made a statement that I'm not the botnet writer or operator. And then Microsoft offered me to start negotiations about this. So we've been at negotiations for like 6 months. And then we wrote settlement agreement.
Yeah, so settlement I sincerely hope that the settlement was in your favor. They were paying you for the hardship.
No, they didn't pay me anything.
Wow.
Actually, it's interesting because I've been dealing with the really great lawyers, really great, that any word that you say wrong, they can use against you or stuff like that. They were very professional. And at one hand, I liked them. At the other hand, I oh my gosh, guys, you're trying to make it troublesome to me.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We've been at negotiations for 6 months, and then we closed case, signed settlement agreement, and actually I'm not allowed to disclose, to discuss this, what was in the agreement. It's it was not my idea to make it this way.
Got it. But it kept you. It sounds like it kept you out of serious trouble then. And
yeah.
Man, that is crazy. So welcome to the United States. Here's Microsoft, one of the most powerful companies here in this country, ready to ruin your life.
Yeah, I always wanted to go to the United States to travel because the country is amazing. I've always seen it in the movies, and New York was amazing place. I've been only on Manhattan, and I just spent 2 days there. That's just also only main streets. But it was amazing, skyscrapers everywhere. The streets that I've seen in the movies, million times.
Sure.
I was really excited. Wow, that's cool. I got a cool job here in New York. That's cool. Okay, that was over in the next day.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that was your experience, and I mean, thank you for kind of recounting a bit of the story there, because I think some people, like you're saying, some people view it oh yeah, awesome Russian hacker guy, or whatever. They watch Black Mirror, or they watch Mr. Robot, right? Too much, and they think there's something glorious about being involved in maybe the infosec space, like being a penetration tester or something. But then they don't know. Apparently, they don't know what the risks are. You experienced, without even being actively involved in the space, the risks just happened to you. It just fell on your lap, apparently.
Yeah. This is okay. That's anyway. I left it in the past. It's just interesting story of mine, but nothing's going on here. Nothing's going on, I believe.
Sure. Well, I'm just surprised that, I mean, Microsoft, after an event like that, it seems like we joke about on this channel that if you're really good, right, especially if you actually are a person that is doing black hat hacker stuff, or or you're able to commit financial crimes, if it's big enough, right? If you do a big enough crime, they just offer you a job. They don't
actually, I don't think it's true. It's just a common idea of common image of how it's going on. Mm-hmm. But it's not true. Criminals are going to prison and stay quite long time there. I mean, it's not a good way to find a good job now. It's the really straight way to the prison. I'm not sure that I know cases when someone committed a crime, serious crime, like stolen cars or stolen private data or penetrated some private networks, and they got, I don't know, maybe there is a cases, but mostly those guys are in so much troubles after this, so they are like, never do this again in my life.
Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. So then distributed systems, really fast network, a communication tool chain that you've been working on at that time. What year was this roughly?
Well, I started to work when I was working in Agnitum. There's a Russian anti-malware company. Now they not exist. They've been sold to some other company. But they've been a really great company. I really liked to work there. They have a really great team, great founders. And I started to work with networks there. At this company, I started to build it was 2003, I guess, or 2004. I'm not sure.
Wow.
But
Okay.
it was like ages ago, and it was like really long time ago. And I was like dived into network programming there in this company, and they had products where they needed client-server communication made in C++. So I started to build my own library, which is not the smartest idea, but okay. So I did this. If I now will have developer on my team who is writing his own library, I will like tell him stop doing this because it's not smart. But okay, it was my thing back in this time. So yeah, I've been using this library in different projects, like, and keep optimizing, innovating this library. So it was science, I believe, maybe 2007. Yeah, something like this.
Got it. Okay, so it's been some time then, and it sounds like some of this toolchain was foundational in your work on CryptoNote. Is there anything about CryptoNote in terms of the privacy and the untraceability features that you think, or that you worked on, that you want to talk about, that you think have made their way uniquely into Zah-na, or is that a space that you think is pretty well established and doesn't need much innovation?
I don't think I have much to say about privacy because obviously Zah-na privacy is on a base level that we have in CryptoNote, and we just started our like fundamental privacy research and work on implementing new signature, which led us to create like way bigger anonymity set than it was before. Now, normally, as I know, in mineyour use 11 or 10 decoys.
Mm-hmm.
And with this new signature, we hope to have at least 100, but it could be up to 1,000 with this logarithmic size signature. Like it's still, it's estimated, it's a lot of work to do. We have now we have theoretical work. It's need to be peer reviewed. It could be some issues with this, so we need to fix this in theoretical work, and then we start implementing. So it's like, I think it will take something about at least 1 year to implement this feature, but I believe this feature will be like groundbreaking. This will move Zah-na to like absolutely new level of privacy.
That's awesome, man. Okay, so I mean, you're looking at minimum 10xing then the anonymity set size based on you mentioned just decoy outputs. What do you anticipate will be the effect of this on settlement times? So transaction and then confirmations.
Say it again. I didn't get it. What you mean?
So moving the signatures, the ring size from 10 to 100,
yeah,
or maybe even 1,000. I take it then you're working on a way to keep performance the same as it is today.
The idea is to have some reasonable performance with these transactions, and I don't think like I thought you said confirmation time, right? Or it was not.
I said settlement. I said settlement time. So all of the confirmations plus the initial transaction together.
It won't affect confirmation time, but the timing of validation of transaction and signature as like a heaviest part of transaction, heaviest like from computational perspective, will be affected. Yeah, definitely. It will now, for validation, one ring signature, normally on average hardware, it takes 600 microseconds. And with new signature, I think it's going to be 10 milliseconds or something.
Oh, wow.
And this is going to be slower. It's like very rough estimate. We can call the numbers, I think, in maybe 6 months when we create the library. But now it's going to be some, we sacrifice some performance to earn more privacy with this.
Okay, man, that's I don't know, man. I think that's worth it, especially when you're talking about adding multi-sig like contracts and such other financial instruments and tools to a cryptocurrency. Privacy, if you start there, in my opinion, you can sacrifice performance. Really, like, I mean, wire transfers, international wire transfers with the traditional system, we already sacrifice speed for security. Security.
Yeah. Actually, this is how I become from just a technical guy to really believer that I've been using Bitcoin like in my life for my funds, for managing my funds for last 6 years. I've been using Bitcoin as my primary funds, and it's not that I like made a lot of money. No, it's not about that. But it's I became a believer that's more usable than just regular banks, because the banks ask you questions. They can lock your money. They can take your money. Depends on what country you live. Some countries just seize your money. So it's like I believe that in crypto, money is more in safe.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's much harder to claw back as a bearer instrument. So I'm going to take just a quick pause right now as well to issue the second part of the giveaway. 100 coins are on their way to our first winner, and 100 coins are on our way to our second winner. Guys, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is not entirely chosen at random because our sample size is so small that I can't even pretend. But Nerd Girl, are you seeing the chat? Would you like to choose our second winner?
Oh, no, sorry. I'm not logged into YouTube.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to, minimize the number of things that I'm running at the same time.
That's it. You're fired. Pick your stuff up. It's in a box. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
No.
I kid. Yeah, no, you gotta, yeah. Sorry, you're leaving New York today, Missy. All right, so I apologize, Andre. Too soon. Hashtag too soon. So to go ahead, and I want to say that our second winner for being Johnny on the spot is one Smooth Crypto. Smooth Crypto, man, good job for going in and putting your info there in the chat. And we're going to throw him a curveball here. Guys, stay tuned all the way to the end. There will be a call to action that is issued to the community here, so do not go anywhere. Share the link, get people involved right now, and go ahead and start asking questions for CZ. CZ has been very gracious with this time. We're winding to a close, so ask your questions. The third and final winner of 100 Zano coins will be chosen based on question merit. Ask a really good question. It's very rare that we have a developer like CZ who has a great background in distributed systems and networking outside of cryptocurrency that's come into it, worked on privacy-oriented projects, championed so many great projects. So ask some good questions. Be ready to ask some really good questions. And don't ask the usual suspects. If it's available in the white paper, just go read the white paper. Ask Andre some questions that are a little bit different, okay? So do me a favor, and that the third and final winner will be chosen in that way. But Coach Cryptos, good job. Smooth Crypto, good job. You're actually going to be receiving that prize right now before we finish up the interview. That should be hitting your wallet address, so look for that.
Sorry. So while we're kind of waiting for people to ask questions, I was looking over the website today and kind of noticing that one of, not unique to privacy coins, but one of the features that I think creators could really get behind with Zano is that nobody can see your wallet balance, right? So if there were some kind of you could be tipped in Zano tokens, nobody would necessarily know how much you had. Is that right? Or how much you had ever moved out of that wallet, which I would think would be majorly appealing for anybody who has a public wallet address.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely it is. And that's part of the reason that on this show, we've been such fierce advocates for CryptoNotes, various CryptoNotes, so many of them, because by default, they're always private. So unless you give somebody a view key, they can't see the contents of that wallet. They can't audit it without your permission.
Even if it's the view key, you cannot be sure how much money left in the wallet, unless it's Zah-na auditable wallets. Yeah, just little promotion of Zah-na features.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Okay, so there you go, guys. So I feel like the way that we've conducted this particular giveaway has been, we're totally on the up and up. We're totally okay. So by the way, Coach Cryptos, you that prize is already being sent through the Zano network right now, real time. And Smooth Crypto, the same is true as well. So we're waiting for those comments, for your comments and questions to come in.
Are you using a desktop application or mobile wallet?
I'm using the desktop application. I'm more comfortable with that.
Okay.
So, yeah, today. But it sounds like the mobile wallet has been live for some time. I don't have that many mobile wallets. The ones that I do, I wind up using multi-wallets for ease of use for certain other operations. But
okay.
Well, tell us. Oh my gosh, now I'm on the edge of my seat. Tell us about the mobile wallet, please.
There is nothing special to tell about it. Just mobile wallet. Just we implemented this feature. I wanted to have it for a long time. Now we have it. I hope everybody happy with this. But still, it's a lot of work to do with this. I have like some ideas that I want to implement like in near future, to change the protocol to make wallet connected not like remote node, but directly to peer-to-peer network. And that's going to be way better because the peer-to-peer network protocol is more advanced than remote node. It's just HTTP, and peer-to-peer protocol actually in CryptoNote you have not client-server connection, but you have two servers connected to each other. And it's asynchronous duplex protocol, so it works like RPC call, so you can call remote procedure from the other node, and at the same time did this on the other side. I'm not sure if anyone followed this, but this is really cool feature.
That's awesome. Ooh, it looks like. Okay. Yeah. That's awesome, man. It sounds like then the mobile wallet then is something that that a lot of thought went into. A lot of thought was put into.
Yeah, kind of.
Andrei, you've been so understated. You've been so humble about the entire interview, and it's not that we expect you to adopt our American individual exceptionism, and and yeah, I'm pretty great, right? Like,
yeah, I've been told that I'm quite shy person, and this is what I am. That's okay.
Well, that's great. I think that's phenomenal. Clearly, you've prioritized working on the product and allowing for the product to speak for itself on its own merit. However, you've also mentioned that marketing now it's going to make a difference in terms of the broad adoption of Zano.
Yeah, I hope so, but I believe it's too early to announce anything, to make statements. We're just working on this, and I believe at some point we'll make our move with the marketing.
Okay. Got it. Then Nerd Girl, I know you had some questions regarding tribalism and such. There are so many CryptoNotes, and I'm sure that you had some questions regarding that. We're also seeing some coming in the chat, so if you have that tuned in, then I would love for you to be able to select one that you think is worthy. But while that's happening, let's talk a little bit more about the project itself. As far as the consensus model, I don't know if all the viewers are aware, but Zano is not just proof of work, right? It's hybrid consensus, and it's actually pure hybrid consensus, meaning that it's not pseudo hybrid consensus with proof of work being the anchor and proof of stake being measured some other way. You actually have both. Is that right?
Yeah, we have like they both anchored for each other, and I'm not even sure which one is more important. Yeah, it's yeah, and I really believe. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So touch something. I really believe that it's like critically important, because pure proof of work project. Now I will make a lot of haters, I know, but pure proof of work is the way over now in this reality, when you can rent a proof of work hash rate for some reasonable price, you can overtake the main chain for like you can calculate this like how much it costs you and like screw up the whole network like many times. And for now, I believe Gibrit is a good solution, and maybe in the future, pure proof of stake will be the best option.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, I mean you're right. Within the mining scene, of course, right? Because they're self-interested within proof of work. Yeah, you probably will get a few haters for saying that. There are a couple of other crypto notes that have adopted the same stance, though, saying that they have on their roadmap a plan to move to pure proof of stake. Zano, right now, is that imminent, or is that maybe at some point in the distant future?
What like pure proof of stake?
Yes.
I don't think right now it's necessary, because I don't feel that this is like a reasonable step right now, because we don't have any problems with the proof of work, and and our proof of stake is won't be that good without proof of work. So we need to figure out some how can I explain this? I mean, right now proof of work and proof of stakes, like they protect each other, and proof of stake is a really big thing about this, because the resources are limited. You cannot buy like a lot of coins on the market at the same moment, and the biggest holder, they are always loyal to the projects. They are like would never let project go down with the double spends, stuff like that. But going to pure proof of stake at this moment is questionable. Maybe in a few years we'll make this move, and we will be sure that we have a strong consensus which protect us from every aspect, every potential attack vector. So yeah, then maybe we'll move.
Okay, phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to choose Seth, but I don't actually know what the requirements are. I don't know who has posted their wallet address, and so I can't.
I think we totally changed the rules midway, because Nemesis brought up a really good point. He's just concerned because we don't want to train our audience to do something that would be bad general practice for other coin projects. However, Andre has explained, and many other community members have explained in the chat, that posting your address for Zano is not a security problem. It really isn't. Other than that, one could argue,
so.
Yeah, one could argue that you leave it as public info for nation states or law enforcement agencies to then say, oh, that person owns that wallet, and so if it's ever compromised in some other way, maybe. But that's a lot of layers of tinfoil we're wrapping on for that hat, my friend. You and I.
I see a question though. So Jonathan Kruger asked, where would you like Zano to go in the future? And if you could choose someone to collaborate with, who would that be?
Well, what I see for near future in Zano, that we have to get integrated into decentralized exchange, because the privacy coins future in relation to regulations are not clear, and if something gonna happen and exchange gonna be banned to let privacy coins exist, we at the privacy coins, we should be able to provide liquidity without getting to exchanges. So we should create, and normally it's now this fancy technology is atomic swaps for that. So my goal, the nearest thing in the roadmap is to implement atomic swaps and to get integrated to, I think, maybe Komodo decentralized exchange. They have interesting projects. So I think that's going to be the first what we're going to do. Yeah, but looking in the long future, it's like we're just making the perfect money. This is what we're doing here. And when people say privacy coins, I always feel like strange because we were creating a CryptoNote, there was no idea to create privacy coin. The idea was to create perfect money, and perfect money has supposed to has like a lot of features. Should be reliable. You shouldn't be able to double spend. You shouldn't be able to trace stuff. So the privacy was just the feature, but like the whole idea is to create the product. The product is a money, the global money. So I think there's going to be like a lot of features in the future. But the goal is to create a global system which will have a good ecosystem around it, and that's going to be easy to use.
That's awesome.
That's it.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, yeah, guys, that concludes the interview today. I mean, Andre, thank you so much for being so generous with your time. Thank you so much, community, for turning out, for sharing the link, for being active participants in this interview. Andre, what is a message that you would want people who haven't ever heard of Zano before to know? And what would you like to promote right now? Where can people get a hold of you? And what do you want people to know about the project who don't know about it?
First of all, thank you guys for interest to our project, for letting me be on your show. It's been fun. It's been first time, so it's cool. Regarding Zah-na, I can say that I'm not going to shield Zah-na here, and I actually think would be really wrong. And if anyone is thinking about investing in Zah-na or any other project, you should be very careful with what are you doing, because especially Zah-na is still not a big project. It's very risky investment, and if you're doing this, you should be really aware of what are you doing with investment, and that you really understand the goals of the project. You really understand what are we doing here. Not from technical perspective, but from as a product, what product we are doing, and that's it. That's my advice. That's think twice. Don't go crazy with investments. Don't be careful. It's basically with any crypto project.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
That's great. That's great advice, guys. None of this is financial, business, or legal advice. Do your own research. Yeah. Don't get wrecked.
No, it's not legal advice, of course.
So,
awesome.
Andre, thanks so much for being here. Hey, I'm wearing a Crypto Nerd shirt. You guys can get one on mineyour.biz. And don't miss our show tonight, because at 5:30, we have Charles, at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, we have Charles Hoskinson.
Charles Hoskinson, what has that guy done ever in his life?
Well, he's the co-founder of Ethereum, co-founder of IOHK, and the founder of Cardano.
Awesome.
Oh, Cardano. Oh my God.
Do you want to come back on? It'll be in the middle of the night for you.
I don't like to make negative comments, so I will not say anything.
Okay.
I've been reading a lot about Cardano, about what they're doing. Probably I just couldn't figure out how they do stuff from technical perspective. So maybe it's just a lot of things to learn.
Okay. Well, either that's some next level shade that you're throwing, or that's a lot of humility.
No, I have a ton of questions for him about crypto tribalism, actually, because, obviously he's been on the receiving end of, of a lot of it.
Yeah.
So
hey, audience, go ahead and tune back in tonight at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. That's, I want to say that is GMT -7, not GMT -6. So then again, with daylight savings time, it's so dumb. Can we just go do away with daylight savings in any country?
Please? Yeah.
Yeah, right? I wish we could. It's so much easier. But CZ, thank you so much. He's not saying he's being very humble about it, but I will say it. Please go look at Zano.org. Get educated about it. If you just saw this interview and you're wondering, there's information. There's public white paper. There's a great team that can talk to you about it and answer your questions. So
and
you
the team
can
is all fully doxed, which I was surprised by.
Yep. Again, guys, we didn't get paid for this one. We just conducted the giveaway. So we feel that strongly about conducting these kinds of interviews publicly. So thank you guys for your support. We will see you later.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.